Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my Raging Germany series. I want to take a moment and thank you all for the amazing support. Just a lot of comments. It's been great. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for all of that. The highlights of the last segment include taking over Constantinople. And yeah, it does look like it's on fire, but that's because we actually got a number of workers over the course of the war. So I just started pillaging for the sake of making the gold. And then also, of course, we did manage to get into the Renaissance era before we had to choose our next policy. So exciting times for that. As far as our next policy, or our next tech, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick jog to optics. As you can see, it says we were at 56 out of 100, so we only need less than 50, and we're making well up past that. So it's basically a free tech. And that's before we factor in the rationalism opener. Now, I do want to remind you guys that the rationalism opener does have a requisite of staying happy, so that's something we got to keep an eye on moving forward. It's something we always try to aim for, and now our science per turn is 10% higher. Now, across the course of this series, we've done a really good job taking over a good portion of the world, as you can see in the map down here. The downside to that is we've just got a lot of decisions to make, a lot of ground to cover, and a lot of things to go in. As you know, at the start of every one of these segments, I kind of do like a State of the Union just to get everybody caught up, especially with the segments being as long as they are. This time around, there's so much going on, I actually had to take notes. So I want to address those before I get to the rest of the on-screen prompts. What I wanted to do first is actually talk to Theodora to negotiate peace. We haven't seen a Nicaea, I don't think so. But the fact that she's willing to offer something means we've got her against the ropes, and we're capable of like robbing her blind. I graciously accept, so she actually considers the deal in her favor. Nice. So there is that. Where is Nicaea? Oh, I guess it would be like up here. Oh. Oh yeah, since we're not in war, we can actually tribute these guys, and I don't care that we're going to upset them, because another one of my notes is that we want to provoke Washington. Next turn we'll denounce him, and then we're pretty much free to declare war whenever we want. Hopefully we will be able to do that on our terms, simply because we will, at this point, probably be able to find somebody to pay us to do it, since he's already got a couple of people going to war. Anyways, my next note has to do with production in the capital. You can see it's currently set to research. That's because we were racing to Renaissance. We've met that, so we can actually forget that. But also, we acquired Petra in Constantinople. So now we actually have a free trade route. So let's go ahead and take a few turns, get another caravan going. Let's see, there's that. Let's see, the next note I have is to upgrade to musketmen, because we actually hit gunpowder. So I want to make sure we have all of our swordsmen in borders. He's not in borders, but we... Okay, nice. And it's a pikeman too. I'll get to that in a second, because that's actually really good right now. When I was pillaging and deciding what to do here, I did make sure I left these guys with movement points so that we could do this turn, and that way we can kind of pretty much just start going towards Washington after that. These guys can be upgraded as well. And Delhi. Let's get this guy in our borders, and let's get the pikemen out, and I'll go into why that is in just a second. Okay. And then the last of my notes is actually, if you look at this situation here, I didn't notice this before, but if I had, I most certainly would have bought this hill. So let's do that now, because this is a pretty narrow band of land, and these two pretty much have it landlocked already. They hate us because we took their capitals very early on, pretty much taking them out of the game for the whole game. So I don't even know if we could negotiate open borders, but if we did, it would probably be a much worse deal than the 70 gold we just dropped on that. And of course, because we have this tile now, if at any point he manages to acquire this one, we can drop a citadel here, take it back, and still have this passage. Although I don't know how important this passage is going to be, because there is a lot of rough over here. So for now, it might actually be better in general to come this way. Of course, these two might landlock this up later, so who knows if that's even going to remain. an option. So that's it for all my notes. Let's get on with the show. Natural wonder discovered for Valenius. Natural wonder discovered for Iffy. Okay, so our happiness is doing very nice for the time being anyways. Okay, so I didn't have a note on this, but as far as my horsemen here and here, I was going to have them help with the scouting game in the west. Obviously we have this kind of looks like the end of the line. Oh, okay, so at least we meet a city-state, so that's pretty nice. Come up on this hill. That's a real good chunk of visibility. A lot of business. Ooh, more borders here. Okay. What I was going to get at is I was planning on having the horses head to the west because you can see here our scouts are kind of more in the south. We could have the horse that's here kind of cut through America here, and the horse that's up here do up to the north, and get like a triple prong scouting effort. Unfortunately, it looks like we're right on the cusp of going to war with Washington, so I don't think this horse would have time to get through here. And unfortunately, America's got a pretty nice bombard net, and I wouldn't want to expose him to that. So I think the plan is to take him up into the north and either back up this horse if he gets in trouble, or like start coming around America or something. We'll figure that out when we get there. But one of the benefits of this particular route is something I was looking at in terms of the tech tree. It was before it was my intention that after we got into Renaissance we'd go up through banking because we're Germany, get the Hanses, and then either come up here so we could start ideology or get to scientific theory. But here's the thing. As I looked at the map more and more, I started to notice that we're really getting towards the end. Okay? Like, we hit up Gandhi. He's just got the one city. He's irrelevant. We attacked Persia. He does have 2 cities. They're kind of bad. He's pretty much irrelevant. We did a good job of gutting Haroun's army. Took that over. He's pretty much irrelevant. And Theodore would have only been a threat like in the religion or culture game, and she's pretty much been, since we took all of her wonders, she's pretty much irrelevant also. But our last 3 opponents are, formidable at this point. And as you recall in the start of the last segment, Mongolia and Ottomans declared war against Washington. You can see by their military curve, it wasn't just a threat. They are actively fighting, which means their forces are going down. Even still, as of this point in time, all 3 of these are heavy military. They're all going at it. And unfortunately, the Minutemen, the Janissary, and the Keshiks are all right about this point in history. So not only are they strong, but they're strong. The fact that Washington is spread out on a 2-front war, I have no doubt in my mind we'll just melt Seattle with our double tappers, no problem. Washington will be probably an easy conquer. I'm sure most of his military is fighting the war. We can't see everything, so we don't know exactly where that would be, but we know it's probably not going to be at Washington, or at least it would be on this side of the river. So that's probably going to be an easy target. And originally I was thinking, we'll skip Ottomans for last because they've got the Great Wall. I think that's a good idea, which means the Mongolians would be next with their Keshiks. Now I really hope they're fighting up into here and take preferably Boston so they could have a city off to the side. Up until now we've just been taking capitals because the more cities you take, the more hate that's up against you. Since everybody in our wake is irrelevant at this point, I'm not too worried about any of them, and we do have death squads and human monuments, so we could definitely fight back against any of that. And at this point, we're going to be conquering everybody. And if we join against Washington, these 2 will like us that much more as a result, so I don't have to worry about hate too much from this point on, I don't think. So as far as Mongolia goes, it actually looks like to me the optimum path would be taking all of his cities, because if you look where Ottomans are based on the Great Wall presence and where Turfin's bombard range is, to not take the city, we'd have this very narrow corridor to squeeze through hills, river, and all this other crap. It would be ideal if we could take Turfin into Beshbalik, into Karakorum. And of course, if we did take Turfin, right here's Kilimanjaro, we get that on all our units. They fight better in the hills. Very nice. So I really do hope he gets this city. And this would be a puppet if he does get it. So I don't even know if that would count as wiping him out or not. But the point to all of this is that tax, okay? If we, after we get optics, of course, go into chivalry, you know, we'll be able to upgrade our horses and, you know, hand axes. That was going to happen anyways. But if we go from there into printing press, the zoos will help make sure we stay happy and stuff like that. And then if we go into metallurgy, our pikemen can become mounted pikemen, the lancer, which means they would move quicker, and that means we would be better equipped to fighting Keshiks. So imagine we're fighting Washington as we're teching up into here. We get around here, we can start going to war with Mongolia. That's going to be a long war. And of course we're going to continue to grow our cities and stuff, so these will come a little bit quicker. We got another great scientist coming, you know, pretty soon, I think. Anyways, if we use Oxford to get dynamite, then we neutralize the Great Wall, and then we can go for the Ottomans. This is what I mean by I think we're approaching the end of the game. I think if we were to come up a path other than dynamite, we would actually be wasting time. The game would take longer, I think. I do think most games, especially at the Immortal level, you would have to go for scientific theory just to stay relevant and then push forward and like try to conquer in a later era and stuff like that. But because we are Germany and our military has grown so quickly for free and we've been marching so actively, I really think this is the optimum path. But do let me know what you guys think, because there's no way we're going to cover all of this by the time we conquer Washington, which is the aim of this segment, I hope. So do let me know what you guys think. That's my thoughts. Now, as far as this guy goes, we actually had a death squad up here, and then they came down here to upgrade. But once they upgrade, I started moving them south. The archer I should have moved to the north, because we do have this camp up here, and all of these archers are double tappers, except for one, which is about to become one. So I'd rather not throw one of those archers at there. So I should have not moved him south. I should have crossed him over the river, like brought him over here and used the newly acquired Constantinople to upgrade. So next turn I'll probably take this pikeman, because this one's at half health and this one's going to be like on the border with Washington. He's mostly healed, so we could probably take him over there and he can, you know, be ahead of this guy, and the two of them can go deal with that. Because even though we're Germany and we are getting towards the end of the game, like I still want to chase after those camps. It's a way to grow our military, because you can see here our unit supplies getting a little bit more breathing room. I should say a lot. Not only can we take on 4 units even after we took on all those workers, but with 51, that means technically we'd have to get up 5 over to get the 10% penalty. I don't think it's quite that loose, because we've seen some wonky numbers thus far, but yeah, about that. So anyways, now that I've, you know, talked about all of that, the point was to say that I'm going to start, I kind of want to start moving our pikemen and great generals over here, so that we can get them all upgraded. They'll be near. We can start chasing down Keshiks when it comes time, etc., etc. So, in retrospect, when I got the 4th, like having a 3rd great general and like using him for the death squads over here was not a problem, because there's so much darkness that we kind of knew we were going to be facing camp after camp. So having a little bit of help was not a bad idea. But once we had the 4th one, we really should have started sending them over there just for that reason. Because already, if you look at Washington, most of our forces are going to be coming from here, but we do have a couple of strong melee that's going to be coming from here. And if they had a great general to accompany them, that would have been better. So let's look at this. 11 turns until we get that into our border. Probably going to be just a little quicker, because we are going to get a human monument in there. 13 turns there, 17 and 7, but it's a grassland farm. So I think I'm just going to have this guy come down and work on the new hill we purchased. This guy's on that hill. He was heading north. We'll actually have him take over his human monument to free up the pikemen, because we're starting to get to that point where the pikemen, once we're fighting against Mongolia, the pikemen are going to be way better, simply because they'll be lancers, and that's exactly what we would need for Mongolia. I love that gold. Keep that coming. So I don't know exactly how we'll get the Great General over there, but let's start heading that way. Here's a way that he can continue to influence these guys, but then like still get away relatively clean, so I'm just going to keep them there. All our trades are done. All that's done. I do want to double check, make sure we provoked Washington. There's no spy option, so we did. So finally, we get to move forward with the game. Alrighty, so he wants pearls back. I'm pretty sure this is a recurring deal, so I'll just go for it. Ideally, at this point, it makes more sense to let him come back and double check, because I've seen the computer say, "Oh yeah, you have 2," and then it gets to be your turn and you have 0, and it's like, "Oh, I just traded the 1." All right, optics is finished, so let us make sure we purchase. Oh, and we did convert to Zorro, so let's purchase the lighthouse we wanted to, and now we can purchase the mosque. And I want to come up here and look at something. Oh crap, there's no option for Inquisitor here. Oh man, now I gotta talk about that too. I'll get to that in just 1 second. The nice thing is, I'm pretty sure his Pantheon was the +1 production for workboats. So the lighthouse just added 1 food and 1 hammer. I think the other hammer comes from the religion. But even if it was just 1 hammer, these would be much better than just these 3 food tiles. So let's go ahead and there. So this is a really nice city now. But I gotta talk about Inquisitors because... yeah, see here, we have the option of buying an Inquisitor for Hindu. Inquisitors, for those who don't know, they're really nice if you're fighting for religion. If you have one bought and just sitting in your city, that city is much more resistant to being converted by, say, a prophet, for example. And then they also, you can, like, if I had one here, I'd bring it down here and use its active ability. I think it's called something like Remove Heresy. It basically strips out followers of another religion, so that you can come in with your missionary, convert it to the religion that you want. So ideally what we would do here is purchase an Inquisitor, go strip out, like, say, Hamburg, buy a missionary, have it convert Hamburg, and then we could buy a mosque here, and so on. But the problem is, it would appear that Persia has not enhanced the religion. Typically, you use your first prophet to found a religion, second one to enhance it. And since he didn't enhance his religion, we simply cannot buy a Inquisitor. And that's very unfortunate because mosques plus pagodas was kind of our plan at first, and this got converted to Hindu, so it was taken away from us. Now that window's open back up, except for he hasn't enhanced it. So, although it is interesting that he decided to convert this city before his own, I'm not sure why that would be. This is the turn we would want to denounce Washington. So let's sell him some silver first, since we have multiple copies.
Oh, very well.
And then we'll go ahead and denounce him. And now we're pretty much clear to declare war any subsequent turn. Alright, he gets cover. We'll have the pikemen start heading to the west. He can actually escort this great general. Don't know what that is, but we know it's not a barbarian, and we're not currently at war with anybody, but that is about to change. We need him to be the human monument, so we're just going to pull him back even further. Here we shoot, and cannot finish off, so we'll just heal up. Let's see, Persepolis, I already addressed that. First for silver. He wasn't going to trade straight up anyways. This guy wants horses. And not giving us full value, but 2 for 3 still very decent. Ragusa is in awe of you. Trespassing in Zanzibar. This looks like a border here. If we step up on the hill, we get more mobility, so we should be able to swing into the camp. And sure enough, that is enough. Okay, so this is a nice little pocket of city-states that the Ottomans were hiding. Thank goodness for those open borders. So yeah, Ragusa is in awe of you. This is really surprising to me because we tributed them and they took away. They had a great artist and a science quest. And we tributed them and it said they took the quest away. But apparently they were still counting. Alright, so optics is out of the way. We would have gone chivalry no matter what. But definitely if we're heading towards metallurgy, which I do think is a good idea. Now, this city is a traffic jam, but not in a bad way. I did already denounce this guy, right? Denounced by Germany. So We want him to move over to start with the start heading towards the camp. And now this horse can actually get over here and do some well, we'll do some scouting up by what is apparently Nicaea. Okay, so you heal. Melee, we're doing melee first. He's pretty much healed, so we'll just move him to position. We want him to occupy this hex, so this guy's got to move. He is a double tapper. Let's just get him. Who isn't our double tapper? It's this guy. Okay. Let's see here. We want the double tapper because I'm picturing he could swing in here next turn, start taking shots. He'd be right behind. This musketman's going to end up here, so he could end up in the trees, which means next turn pikeman could defend, musketman can go here, musketman can go here. We'd have 3 hexes, and of course the 2 musketmen on the outside would continue pushing forward if at all possible. So, and the musketman, or no, the pikeman is technically our weakest unit, 16, 18, yeah. So we might even be able to get away with parking a ranged here, and if it was a double tapper, he could sit here and plank in while everybody else is piling in the back. So we would want to lead with a double tapper, even though we want to get our non-double tapper experienced up. He is at 92. I think you normally get 2. We have the policy, so 3. I think that means he's 3 shots away. I might be oversimplifying that. 50%, yeah. I think it's 2 and 3, so yeah. Anyways, this hex is freed up, so that makes room for this musketman. Have this outside guy come here, inside one come up here. I don't know how this is going to play out, but this seems to be the best option. He's got movement because of the road, but we'll do that. Okay, next we'll do Great Generals. It doesn't matter too much how they do it, because we do got to try to get one to the outside here, just because that's the only real meaningful way to split them up moving forward. Workers. This is a corner with multiple resources. Let's move those 2 there. I would like to get the gold repaired. He can get there. So let's have this guy start ripping up roads. Since we have so many workers, we can kind of focus on that. I like kind of prioritizing that anyways. He's just going to be the human monument for now. Although we do have to keep in mind with these roads here, this pikeman needs to use them before it gets ripped up, or else we'll actually lose a whole turn. And that would not be good. Alright, so this guy's coming up here. He wants to go north so we can upgrade him before he leaves Constantinople's borders. These guys are going to start marching towards Washington. There's the Keshiks. Yep. Not too scary. Our military's quite good, but if we can get into metallurgy and get those lancers up now, that would be fantastic. Okay, so lots and lots and lots of talking. Almost the full length of a normal episode, or what I would consider a normal episode. Mostly just babbling. If I could have it any other way, I would, but yeah, a lot to cover, a lot of ground. And I really wanted to try and explain why I wanted to go for Lancers and then bulb into Dynamite. And I hope you guys find that I did an adequate job of that. Okay, so we do have a spy in the capital who's detecting some thefts. It's nice that he's detecting it. It would be nicer if he actually caught the other spies so we could level them up. Barbarian camp discovered west of Delhi. So you 2 can get your butts over there. Let's see, what else? Trespassing in Zanzibar. If he calls for faith. So we will probably win that one. And that would be around the time that we lose them, assuming the game even lasts that long. Trespassing in Zanzibar. So let's see here, 1 hill. A lot of hills here, so altitude training is nice. This does kind of look like the end of the road. So let's go ahead and head back over here. Oh, I guess when we were on this hill we uncovered some more land. Interesting. I don't see how we would have gotten there though. Alrighty, it's time to go to war. And look, Washington's actually dangling a worker like we didn't already have enough. Because it's not going to take these guys long to get Constantinople repaired. Anyways, let's shop with his other enemies and see who's going to pay us the most. He's not willing to pay us at all. That's very surprising. And this guy, 2 gold per turn. How about 4? No? How about 3? Oh, he went for it. Okay. Alright, so... And do keep in mind, if you ever try to do that, the moment you accept the deal, you're in war. There's no going back. So unfortunately, you can't, like, test unless you, like, way overshoot it and literally dial it down one at a time. So, before I forget, this pikeman's moving up here, so let's do that before we tear up the road, so that we don't... In fact, let's just tear up the road last, in case somebody else needs it. Melee, swing in. Nope, we're taking it. I don't know how long we're going to need workers over here. I do think the fight for Washington itself will take a little bit of time, maybe not as long as Mecca, but... anyways, melee swing in, melee swing in. Great general. Let's see, double tapper. Yes, go ahead and do that. So this is a decent spread there. Which one's not our double tapper? Okay. Maybe it would have been a good idea to have him be here so he can step and shoot. Well, no, because he's got to get out of the way of everybody else that's coming in. So I don't know that that was the case. We do want him getting experience so that he can start becoming a double tapper too. Okay, let's start scouting. I'm assuming this is the tile for Nicaea. This looks like a circle with like a expand. Unfortunately, mountains here and hill with shrubbery here. We could come onto this tile and get some visibility, but not the city tile itself. So while we still have 3 movement points, let's hop up on a hill and try to... Okay, short mountain range. Maybe we find Nicaea on the other side. It's not terribly critical that we do. He's heading up towards that barb camp in Bogota. He's going to get upgrade to a knight. These guys are marching. Thank you for the road, Arabia. He's still paying on it too. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't just rip this up. Gotta love that AI. Okay. I don't necessarily know that we want to go, ooh-wee, look at this. Nice. Okay, so not only are they whittling down each other's armies, but it looks like they are, in fact, going for cities. In fact, for the remainder of this segment, let's just highlight the guys that matter to make this easier to read. There we go. Okay, so yeah, downward curve. Washington appears to be holding his own. I don't know if he's producing more units or hitting techs where he can upgrade or what's going on there, but and that's nice because that should make all of them annihilating each other that much more effective and even. Caravan. Was this the one going to Ragusa? It is, so we'll just send it back. This is the geography lends itself to a nice safe trade route there. There we go. Human monument. All right. So now this guy's in the border. He can heal up and, of course, upgrade. Let's see here. Please give me a pikeman. Ah, crap. It did not. Okie dokie. Well, we'll go there to keep them together. I just like doing that. Hopefully with the visibility spread we got, we don't have a barbarian camp spawning where it's just going to take our great general. Of course, because of the hills here, these guys will link up there, which is nice. Are we finally down to these workers? No, we have more to do. This worker here, and yes, now we are down to these workers. So repair resources, repair resources, repair resources, rip up road. Yep. Okay, so yeah, looks like we got everything under control here. Here's hoping he doesn't shoot the archer, but with all this melee and it being such a soft city, and the fact that this, yeah, that's what I was actually expecting, because since he was already damaged. The AI is so weird though, right? Because like this is a weaker unit, it would be easier to damage, but he was already damaged. Oh look, he parked one of the workers in the city, so we're going to be getting yet another worker. And that's okay. Machinery stolen, more tech stolen. Our spy is not doing his job. Oh, for shame. Let's see here, we'll do the silver, since we do have a mint, and one hammer for 4 gold. Seems like a fair trade. Because of our change of plans, like I don't think we have time to build Circus Maximus and Oxford, even though they're both pretty important. Let us count it out, shall we? 7, 16, 23, and 24 is 47. So yeah, we actually do have quite a bit of time. In that meantime, what would the capital build instead? A zoo is probably a good idea. I can't imagine that would take very long. And that's pretty much it. And of course, once we get chemistry, we'll have an increase in production everywhere. And more food. Let's see, what is military science? Cavalry, which is our mounted units, including our hand axes. You know, when we start getting to that point, we'll probably just empty out all our human monuments and start throwing everything to the west. Or reconfiguring things in a way where we stop chasing down barbarian camps and just get all the strongest units over there. But that's getting way, way, way ahead of ourselves. The point here is I do think we have time to build Circus Maximus and a zoo before needing Oxford's boost. We're going to have to keep a very close eye on that, though. Because I don't want to buy a zoo in the capital. It just seems like a waste at this point. Yerevan searches for science. Okay, well, if the game lasts that long, we'll probably certainly have that. Although, our science compared to others will start slowing down since we're not pursuing that. Last we... Oh, he's only got 5 gold. Well, let's just do the pearls to get the full 5. He was ready to do 6, and now that we've actually declared war on Washington, I don't think it would damage his disposition, but maybe it would go down to 5 anyways. And if not, this is a trade in his favor, so maybe that would be helpful to us. 1, 2... a lot of flatland here. A lot of flatland here. Oh, you know what? Let's head to the south, because there is a hill here. And what if he has a trade route running back here? Because that's the one visibility the melee in the foreground won't be able to pick up on. Yeah, hill. This gets us on the road. Okay, flatland, good visibility. We should be able to start carving through some of that visibility, which would be nice. Okay, we'll continue heading towards the camp. Oh, the archer's actually 2 turns behind him. Okay, well that might give the pikemen time to deal with whatever's going on up there. Alright, we're on the hill, which is going to be visible to Washington, so now he'll be able to see that the press is not just coming from up here. Let's go ahead and push like this. Push like that. One great general to the foreground is nice, but I think we're probably going to want to lead with a worker on the other side. Because their great generals are, like, overly concentrated right now, and it's fine for the moment, but it doesn't need to be this way. Let's have the worker be part of the leading edge. We'll do this. You defend. We can already go ahead and get some double taps in. Wow, that is one very soft city. Okay, this is not a double tapper, so we will be able to get him into position to step, shoot, maybe step, shoot. By then the city will probably be gone. So similarly, we can step and shoot. He's a double tapper, but moving takes up some of that mobility. Putting him in the rough, I don't see the problem with that. Great general's fine there, I suppose. Alright, we'll get him to the edge, and then he'll upgrade tonight. And then we'll see, based on this horse's detective work, where that guy should go. Alright, still heading up there. Again, I don't think heading west. Oh, this is funny. Look at this. We're allied with them. He's actually going for Philadelphia. That's hilarious. Looks like Boston's about to fall. New York seems to be holding its own. Okay, these workers look like they're done. So gold, iron, and more gold. Alright, and with that second gold, looks like Mongolia wants it. And he's rather friendly to us, so we should get almost full value. We were before. There we go. Alright. So gold's not doing bad at all. We got a nice stockpile. Yeah, I don't think we want to go west. We're either going to use Mecca or Washington to upgrade him to a Lancer. And either way, this will be the direction to travel. Slow going, but we will get there. Alright, these guys are coming to this camp here. Get started on that mine. It's nice having this worker here because that gives us an excuse to check in on this situation periodically. For that reason, maybe we should bring this great general down through here. That way, if as he's traveling way over here, maybe we need him along the way. I don't know, that doesn't seem very good, does it? We do have this horse in the background, so he could kind of like rescue that great general if he gets into trouble or something. Yeah, probably. Okay, you're ripping up roads, and this is the last tile, so now they can actually start focusing on Constantinople. It does look like we're going to get another worker taking Seattle, unless he escapes now, which he might. Because it's not going to take much longer to fully repair Constantinople, but we are probably going to be doing some pillaging in Washington. This spices is finished. Maybe he pillages that before moving across, before we take Seattle. We will see how that goes. I actually lived in Seattle for a little while, so I think it's funny talking about conquering it. Alright, so this iron's going to be in our borders in 4 turns now that we have a human monument. And the only other things for these guys to do are hills here. So, yeah. How soon until you're done? Oh, he just started. What about this guy? 3 turns? We're not really in a hurry to get the iron, although it would be nice to pull the road off of that tile. Let's just go have him do a hill. This is a far hill, so we'll do that. This border's about to grow, but like I said, the Grasslands farm's just not very impressive right now. Okay, this is the one that just got built, so we'll send it off to Delhi. Although at this point we actually do have more options, so maybe I should have consulted this first. Delhi to Pasargadae. Wow, Delhi to Pasargadae. If we're not going the banking route, we don't need the city-states, so yeah. Delhi to Pasargadae, that's the most gold, otherwise Byblos. Well, that is a city-state. If they put up a quest, we'll do it, otherwise we'll go to Persepolis. It does give him science, which, you know, doesn't really help us, but, you know, what's he going to do with it at this point, really? Okay, let's get eyes over here. I imagine he's going to shoot this musketman. To very little effect. There's a trade route. I see it off into the west there. Oh, cool. We get a unit. Unfortunately, city zone of control means we won't take it this turn, but we will definitely be able to encroach it. Chivalry is finished. Allows defensive packs. City becomes religious. Mecca. That's not very useful to me. Although, let's look at this. Annex the city. Increase happiness by 5. Of course, a courthouse could take that away. So, we could annex this. No. We can't annex anything. It doesn't have a university. It doesn't have a... Okay, we've got national wonders being built. So we can't annex anything that won't support that effort. On to printing press, but chivalry is here, which means now we can upgrade our hand axes and our horses that are in borders to knights. Watch that military score continue to rise. Okay, so we kind of want him to be an escort for this guy, but at the same time... Uh-oh, what's going on here? Okay. Knights aren't going to be particularly useful now, although later they will upgrade to the next level, and then they'll just be very strong and mobile. But for now, they make good human monuments. This city already has Death Squad capability, although technically we'd like to have 2, but as we're nearing the end of the game, strategy just doesn't account for that. So I'm trying to decide whether or not to bring this guy down here just to heal him up and upgrade him, or have him assist all these guys and do our upgrading and healing over here. If I did that, it would basically be relegating ourselves to just these 2 units being the Death Squad. They'd probably be chasing endless camps. And that's fine, because the first one we get can take over for Human Monument, and then we would in fact have 2 death camps. I think I'm overthinking this. Let's just go get him healed and upgraded, because we can always change our mind later, but he's very mobile, and we have machinery, so that's my thoughts. And yes, that does mean we're kind of hanging this guy out to dry, but we're leaving a decent pattern of visibility, so I don't know how problematic that's going to be. Finally, we get eyes on this situation, but there's nothing to see just yet. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, and we meet a city-state. That must be who the trade route was going with. Where is it? There it is. Oh, wow. Okay. Because it's so far in the cloud, and we know this is kind of north, we might even be able to suspect that that's one of those ancient camps like we found over by Cape Town. So it might be that this horse is able to take it on by itself. And since this is rough, we wouldn't be able to get visibility on whatever city this is. So let's just take the trade route, free 100 gold, and let's start. Oh, here's a scout, but, you know, yeah, that's not worth our while. Alrighty, we'll stick to the road, and we can cut through here, so let's just do it. That's a nice piece of visibility. I like it. Hills and roads everywhere. We got a good thing going on over there. Heal, my friend, heal. Alrighty, so horses, stone, these are good tiles. One of these goes to the gold, and we'll have this one head to the stone first. Actually, no, we're going to have 2 workers from here anyways, because he didn't move. So let's just have this guy take a step, put in a turn. We'll cancel that so he gets to the stone first, and then we'll move on to the plains farms, which are slightly more important. Here we go. Night. I like it. Okay. Well, with this camp up here and this scout here, who knows where the night's going, but it's good that we have it. Okay, so these guys just keep on cruising. Probably just going to burn Seattle to the ground. It does look like we're going to want to pillage the spices. So let's just do this. These tiles can be pillaged. I'm assuming they belong to Seattle. There we go, some visibility. Alright, so we're going to be taking some shots, and that's perfectly fine, because we can actually shoot back. In fact, let's do this. Bring over the Great General. And now shots. This guy can shoot right where he's at. Double, double. Holy crap, is that city soft. Alright, let's at least get 1 shot in with our single tapper. Holy crap. So this guy should be able to finish the city off, and that means he can use his second movement to actually move with the room that's vacated here. Looks like we'll have the happiness to survive this, no problem. No buildings, so nothing to sell while we raise it. It is, in fact, just the one. Let's create puppet for now. Oh, wow, because the spices were actually doing okay. Okay, so I guess I won't be pillaging that tile next turn. Well, that's unfortunate, because that means this musket man's actually getting a little more beat up than I'd like. But I'm thinking we can keep Seattle for 1 turn. That'll give this pikeman and this musketman time to heal up for 1 turn, then we raise it. Because it's not looking like we're actually going to need... Anyway, anyways, he can move here. Alright. So we should be able to keep pushing through. Meanwhile, these guys are coming over. If I come here, city can't bombard us. But if I come here... Oh, wait, city can't bombard me from there. He can, and we didn't have visibility here, so this was a dangerous move, but it's a musketman, so he can probably handle it. And now we're threatening flanking. So, yeah, this is good. This is good timing. Just push right through Seattle. I like it. Alrighty, so there we go. There's that caravan. We were going to send this one to Paso Good Day. This would be some good, goodwill with them. Oh, cool. And so he did convert his city. I wonder why the trade route didn't say anything about bringing religious pressure back. Oh, because it's already actively being... Okay, I forgot about that aspect. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah. One city can only pressure one city one way. So if this was so far away that it wasn't actively pressuring it, but we did have a trade route, then it would be bringing back religious pressure. Just a little tidbit for y'all. Let me go ahead and move this great general through the city onto this musketman. Now he's influencing this musketman, which is... nice, because that was one of the things we were missing in this western push, because earlier I was goofing off with our great generals in the north, which was not a good idea. Let's see, we'll just move him like full here, we'll upgrade him next turn, and then this guy will be freed up to... we'll probably have Washington before we have Lancers. Oh, definitely. So, yeah, have him move over this way is the way we would go. Is that everything? We got all our trades. Looks like all of our workers are finishing up. Yep. Alright, so let's see how he handles this. Is he going to get those crossbowmen out here? Because I think versus musketmen, they're just paper dolls. What is this? Do you not see me coming through here? I'm pretty sure he just launched that. Okie dokie. So let's just finish up the gold. Got a lot going on here. Pikemen. Full. Oh, look at this. We actually get bombarded. How? We puppeted. Didn't we? Yeah, this is a puppet. I thought you didn't get bombard options when you were a puppet. Okay, well. I'm pretty sure pillaging a trade route doesn't actually take any mobility. So we should have the ability to do this. Come here for flanking bonus. So we don't even actually need the bombard, I don't think. But we might as well soften him. I'm just trying to think of how we're going to push everybody through, because we need to get our archers through as well. This guy can stomp this guy. Is there a need to shoot first? This is a double tapper, right? Yeah, so he could shoot and move, and since this guy's going to end up on this hex. Or not. Maybe we... Yeah, what if we step the pikemen back? Because if this guy can shoot, and this guy can shoot, what do these shots do? Not enough, but with the bombard, that might be enough. So there's 31. 34. 34, not enough. Okay, the bombard was free because there's no other option, so I just took it. We'll get back to that in a second. Delhi loves the... Oh, here's another good reason not to have raised. I wasn't even thinking about that. Everybody wanted spices. Nice. Hong Kong has declared war on Washington. I'm sure there's a reason for that. Oh, because we connected spices. That's awesome. Losing grasp on Byblos. It's just food in the capital. Alright, so this is really nice for our happiness, because we were about to lose them, and then we connected spices. So we're going to have them for another 10 turns. It's kind of scary, but... let's see here. He would like our spices. Oh man, it's too bad we're not friends. We could get a lump sum and then raise the city and he'd just be out. It's our only spice right now. So he does want iron though, so let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see here. I'm not getting optimal.
Agree.
Okay. And how much gold do you actually have? 8. So if I really wanted to, I could sell
आप
him
क्या
everything
चाहते
at
हैं?
a discount. Is that
और
necessary? Well, we definitely want to do the silver. Alright.
मेरे ख्याल से मुझे ये
Gold we
करना ही
have
चाहिए.
multiples of. Sugar, I don't know how much we have total. I guess let's do the sugar.
ओके.
Okay. So we might as well just kill it with the musketmen. I was hoping we could eliminate him without using the musketmen, because then the musketmen can come down here, and that's just better. But... And I don't want to move down through here, because that's probably a city tile. So this is bombard territory, this is bombard territory. And if this guy stays back healing, we're all going to be tripping up. So I think I should just march him forward. Oh, okay, definitely. Alright, so yeah, let's do this. Push in here. I'm just going to take a shot from here because it's free XP. Because once he pushes in here, this guy can just occupy that hex. Alright, so great generals. Let's move one to the forefront. Especially since we got this guy pouring in. So we can start encircling this city with the position of our musketmen. That's very handy. Because we don't know where his units are. Obviously, this guy is damaged. I will move an archer here. Our poor non-double tapper just can't win for losing here. It's unfortunate. This great general's kind of fine where he's at. Move that guy there. And that guy there. Oh, wait, can't. It's taken. It's taken. This is crappy. We are tripping all over everybody. I'm kind of tempted to get that pikeman out of the way. We're just going to raise the city anyways. As soon as everybody's healed, but I'm not taking the time to heal people, so... I don't want to push the pikeman here. I could push him here. That would be attacking over the river. Bombard! I totally forgot. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. I was just trying to get out of the way for this. Right now, the longer we can keep the city, the better off we are because of the human monument. Ugh. I didn't want to do this. With this musketman here, I figured this guy, if he did attack, it would be onto this hex. At which point an archer can act upon him, was my thoughts. I had just got done saying, these are bombard tiles, don't go there. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. Well, at least he's covered by a great general. He won't die with the bombard in this. It doesn't look like there's a unit here, so it'd just be the bombard and that. It's across the river. We got rough and cover, so yeah, he's not going to die, just he's going to be out of the battle for so much longer than he needed to be. I made a boo-boo, is what it comes down to. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could come up here. Oh yeah, there's that camp up there. Let's send this guy out as if he's going to be needed for that camp. This looks like an optimal path. Because why not, right? It's probably an ancient camp is my thoughts. Wow, so much that we're trying to get accomplished here. Okay, I'm going to move up here. There's a chance we might actually be able to get some extra culture and money here. That would be fantastic. Hopefully this passageway doesn't... There's 2 different points where it could close up. This one's not very likely in any case. This one, if Medina picks it up, it would make sense. Alright, so we'll just move him in. Upgrade. Nice. Alright. Optimal scouting. We end up on a hill, and then we can go through road. Looking good, so we get a little bit of retreat. That's a nice little piece of mobility and visibility. And I see hills, hills, so we have probably a good next turn as well. Heal up one more turn. Okay, sit tight, sit tight, sit tight. No camps are spawning near home, that's interesting. Okay, horsey, horsey. He can actually shoot it from there, I think. So we'll see if he gets involved in that. Coming up through here. Alright, so now this guy can start heading over here. We'll just go like that and upgrade him. Bam! He's our new human monument there. This guy has nothing to shoot, so chill. Yeah, we were going to go to the storm with this guy. These guys can finish up here and here. We really don't have too much for these guys to do. I think when I have this guy come put a turn in here, I'll just have him come down here. And then when this guy's done with the mine, we'll have him go down to Delhi. Because Delhi's going to grow another tile at some point. We just have too many workers, so let's start putting them where they might be useful. I'm so embarrassed that I put this here, but... oh well, at least it'll draw the fire. Oh wow, free great general? I wish I had more visibility over here. He didn't shoot. What's... something's going on over here that's more important than this guy. That's pretty interesting. And then if he does come here... well, no, this looks like river. Well, let me step for visibility. And we can see this tile. So this swordsman moved here for some reason. And this great general is just plain free. Ah, there he is. Okay. What did this guy shoot? I didn't see anything get damaged over here. Alrighty, so we'll move this musketman down here. This musketman there, since we can see the crossbowmen, and move the great general. This musketman can come down here. This one will come here. Pillage. And then this worker can come down and get started on repairing that. This worker will come over here. Unfortunately, we can't get the Great General to influence this guy, and this guy is kind of trapped where he's at, so... and unfortunately, Washington doesn't have a good melee target, so he might actually start chipping away at my archers when I move them in here. It's very unfortunate. Alright, so since we got to move out of this tile, let's just go ahead and raise the city. We actually have too many workers over here. We might need them, but we might just end up dismissing one. Anyways, let's go ahead and raise this city. Take on 3, we can afford it, and it'll just be gone next turn, so... bam! Alright. Meanwhile, in Persepolis... I'd rather work this tile. The fact for our cities to start slowing down, growing, is just going to be a way to maintain our happiness. This city's got a nice spread of production and stuff, so this is funny the way he's building the road through here. Ragusa wants Vancouver bullied. That's down here, right? Yeah. Well, not going to happen. They're our friends, and we want their bonuses. Alright, so hill, hill, hill. Oh, nice. A natural... okay, that'll help with the happiness. Atlanta. We're in Atlanta, but it's Ottoman owned. Okay, and now we have eyes on what's going on over here. Now we know why Washington was not targeting us. And it does look like this would be the right target for him, so hopefully that's what he focuses on. Chicago obviously doesn't have a reason not to shoot the pikemen. And quite frankly, I don't know why it didn't shoot last turn. It doesn't appear to be any good reason. But we can move it here and then pillage or something. Well, that would be an overlap. The important thing is that we don't let this guy do the capturing of Washington. So I will continue to push to encircle this city as best I can, even with my archers. That way, if it does produce another unit, it literally can't move out. Is the idea. Alright, so he's done with that. We'll come here. Hiya, Frank. Hiya, George. Alrighty, let's shoot. Oh, we almost shot him dead in one shot. Oh, that's really bad, because there's, wasn't there an archer over there? No, he can't reach there. Okay. I wonder why he didn't shoot it last turn. No matter. Alright, still no new camps forming here. Alright, what's going on over here? Holy smokes. Something's shooting at this, but not these. That's weird. Let's see here. Well, it's still a very good exchange rate. I just don't like leaving them weakened like this because that's culture we're not going to get. But next turn we'll start cleaning up, no doubt. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Neither one's really favorable to the other one. It would not appear. This one leaves our options open if we need him to start heading south. I think we're fine. Scout's finally getting over here, so let's have these guys tag team that camp if at all possible. Okay, so yeah, we are doing a transition in our workers. We got some stuff we could do in Mecca. None of it's really pressing, so I'll just come down here, put in a turn, say interrupt, and then we'll have this guy come do here, 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 here. And that leaves this guy to do that, and this guy can do that, and then we'll probably get rid of at least one of those. Let's see, 11. I don't care about this. I'm not going to go down there. The hills are more important, although we're not going to be playing the game long enough for that to be true, so... or maybe we will, I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, city's being raised, so the fact that it says we have spices to sell Mongolia is actually... a work of fiction, but we will continue to make that trade to keep our happiness as high as possible. Okay, he did act on one of our units, I guess because this guy retreated, so that makes sense. We did get this iron. Do I have somebody heading over there? I don't. That would have been you. I can't believe I forgot to do that. Yeah, we'll just do that. Should have done that last turn, but whatever. I forgot. Under attack. Well, I'm actually over there too. No longer friends with Byblos. That's unfortunate. Machu Picchu was built in Bursa. And what is that one, pray tell? There we are. Gold and Faith. Nice. Okay. I don't know if we'll be taking Bursa because by the time we head for Istanbul, we'll be coming from the southeast. Although I think we're going to have to keep a good wall of units throughout here, just to check him in general. Alright, lot going on here. Let's see. Okay, we got a damaged unit coming in from the south. Alright, and Boston did fall to Mongolia. So, Seattle is gone. So, let's see here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to have this guy pillage, swap places with this musket man. I basically want him to get out of the way so that this musket man can push into this tile. Let's see. I mean, I suppose we do have open borders with them, right? For how long? 13 turns. Okay, let me retreat in this direction, because I plan on annihilating this thing. So let me get over. This gives him a flanking bonus. It's across river, but is it enough to kill him? No, there's a slight sliver there. So we'll put a single tap into that guy. This should work. Bam. Alright, and now this worker can start doing that. This worker's exposed, but if he wants to capture it, be my guest. I could work on encircling the city, but it's not looking like it's going to be necessary. All competing units are vacating. Although this guy's here. I'm just thinking if this guy was to come north, like the two of these guys together, would be a nice way to address that. Let's see. If I put this great general over here. Okay, so again, the pikeman is not under the effect of a great general, but this way our archers can do something. This is... who's the one that can't double tap? Okay, I definitely want to make sure he gets a shot. He's been missing out. Which of these guys is closer to a promotion? Oh, this one ever so slightly. So we'll have him step, shoot, and we'll move this guy in there. It's starting to look like this worker might be superfluous. We can have him head down, but I think we need to start getting rid of some of these guys. Anyways, this one's free to just flat out tap, so... Did I already... oh, that's right, I put one... okay, it wasn't letting me shoot again. I'm like, what's going on? That's why I put a shot into his swordsman to make sure I could kill it for the gold. Alright, workshop's done here. We're 2 turns away from printing press. That would be Zoo. So I'll have him build a courthouse, because it's where it's getting to be that time. We really need to start ramping up. Circus Maximus. Oh, okay. This is because we annexed Seattle for a moment, so we can just resume that. Would it be worth it to take 2 turns from my house? I don't think so. Let's just focus on the Circus Maximus. We should have time to build that and the zoo and Oxford. And if not, we'll skip the zoo in the city. We could always buy it. We've got the money. Let's see here. Travel through the city. Gets us on a hill. That's good visibility. Let's head towards the coast. We got all the eyes we need to see. It's nice that Chicago's here, because if all his other cities fall... Philaeus is actually trying to take on Philadelphia. That's funny. We will probably have to take New York. I think I mentioned that earlier. Well, we would burn it down. Yeah. Oh, another natural wonder. Okay, happiness, happiness, happiness. I like it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what we find when we go on the hill. Those seem to be doing fine. Alright, this should be easy. 1 turn clear. Bam. Did not get a free unit, though. Now we know why it was getting damaged. Okay. That's fine. Visibility on them seems a little bit better. Help. Okay. No camp spawning up here. That's interesting. I mean, we did have a decent visibility spread, but this guy was heading this way, this guy was heading that way. We'll just have him keep doing trading posts. We got a worker coming down to do river stuff or whatever. None of it's terribly important. If I just take with this, I can start retreating the archer, and that seems like a good idea. Wow, we're back into a slump. I mean, these are all horses, so I guess that's fine, but still, that's weird. That finishes that. He's heading up here. We'll finish that, I guess. Great General is covering everybody but the pikemen. This Great General's helping too. If we did come over here, we could get the Great General, maybe start trying to help. Seems like one on either side of the river is pretty nice. He's going to be safe before that matters, though, and this is the situation we need to focus on. On the other hand, if we did occupy this hex, we definitely... yeah, let's do that. This guy's already damaged, and we do have archers nearby, so, you know, whatever. I don't like giving up this hill. Although, if we get an archer with range, look at this hill. 1, 2, 3. Nice, right? Let's hope we get that from fighting Washington. You'll get over it. We do got to remember to trade with him. Let me come back to my turn, and then we'll make those decisions. Alright, so we can see where we got shot there. No big deal. First things first, before we forget, let's go ahead and do this.
आप क्या चाहते हैं?
Alright. Got some promotions. There's our double tap on the final guy. Alright. And rough. He's already got the double cover, so... oh crap, did I take the wrong one? Wait. Shock 1. Drill 2. What did I take first? Drill... okay. I don't know why I thought I took had taken a wrong promotion. Oh man. Desires marble. One of our city-states has marble, right? Yeah, Ragusa. 33. Alright, so we would have to give them 500 gold. And then we would have Byblos back. That's not important. That's not worth the 500 gold, I don't think. Losing grasp on Vancouver, that's fine. Aqueduct is done here. We can start a workshop, but zoo is going to be the priority next turn. Alright, here we will pillage, and then we'll have a worker actually move over here. This one can resume what was going on there. That hex can be occupied by this guy. And I kind of want to move this guy here. I think he could survive the double hit. Not a triple hit, though. Although maybe if we pillaged for the gold. Let me shoot with everybody else and see where we're at. Because everybody should be able to do full double taps right now. 1, 2... Okay, this is not a soft city. It's got the castle from that wonder. But it is falling very fast, so... worry not. Yeah, it's starting to look like this worker's redundant. And if we change our minds, we can bring one down from Constantinople. In fact, this guy will be on the edge. That's probably what we'll do. Because we're already in a situation where we might need to get rid of one of these guys. So if we turns out we need more than the 2 down here, that's what we will do. So in the meantime, what do we do with this pikeman? It's either move here and take 2 hits, or come here on the flat land, pillage, have more health but take an extra hit. Probably the rough is better. Oh crap, we can't get through this guy. Okay, we'll just go this way then. Or not. Okay, that's a nice little dead end. Okay, so we will in fact have that city by metallurgy, and that's probably what we'll do. We'll probably just... oh no, because we got New York to take. Alright, so that's... alright, never mind. We'll cross over here, same as everybody else has been. A lot of shifting around this segment, but yeah, so this guy was coming up here, right? Yep. Okay, we're going to be a turn late to that, but whatever. Okay, this is looking like it's working out. These guys at least get through. Although it is possible one of these will grow to that tile and we get pushed back, but I don't think that's very realistic. Okay, just repair. You guys are coming back. It would have been nice if they had picked up another unit. See, 1, 2... oh, that looks promising. Okay. This guy might be able to take on all 3 of those. But he will be pretty damaged at that point, so this will be worthwhile. Fortunately, we're not going to get over the river until 2 turns, and at that point it's going to be too late. Okay, at least in this rough... oh no, both he would have been under the effect of a Great General. So really either one would have been fine. But we do have the city completely encircled, so we do not have to worry about another civ taking it, and we don't have to worry about them producing a unit and then being able to come out, I don't think. Okay, let's deal with all of this. This is part of the reason why I didn't want to decide on the gold when it was not our turn. He's only got the 6 gold. Not enough. Ooh. Is he upset because we're taking Washington from him? I don't even think the AI considers things like that, but... let's see, 13 gold, so he's probably got enough gold for all the things we could sell him. That's all the iron he wants. Okay. Attrition, cool. Hey, does this mean it just built a university? That would be so good. Let's hope it withstands the assault, right? Alright, printing press. Before we do anything else, you continue with Circus Maximus. He just finished that, so he's ready for the next project anyways. He grew in this city, so yeah, that's good. In fact, let's do this. 4 turns to do the workshop. Probably gets the zoo up in about the same time anyway, so... in fact, he just grew, so let's try this. 4 turns. 4 turns. Alright. Look at our gold, though. That means if we need to buy a zoo in a city, we can. So at least we have that option. Alright, Courthouse, Zoo, same thing. We'll just finish the Courthouse since we're already... I already addressed that. Open borders. And copper from Genghis Khan. Let's keep the copper. It's our only copy. I don't even know how open borders aren't important to us right now. Because if we entered into Turfin and then declared war, we'd get pushed out anyways. Okay, this is nice. Because I'm pretty sure the city's falling this turn anyways. Double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, tap, tap. Okay, so this doesn't even have any experience left, which means this can shoot here and then move up onto the hill. Oh dear, I wasn't expecting that. That's okay though. This thing's actually at 1 health, so I think capturing it with the pikeman makes sense. So let's get this guy out of the way. And now, even though it's across the river, he will not die because it's at 1 health. Create puppet was always going to be our plan. Let's see what we got. We got to keep the university. That is so good. That is so good. Oh, and we got the great library. It'll work. Okay, not bad. We didn't get the library, but we got the university that requires it. That is funny. Okay. Well, this has been another long segment. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, though. It has been long, though, and I have some self-care needs to tend to. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope it's been enjoyable thus far. Obviously, I don't think we're done with America, and things are going to be ramping up as far as the things we need to attend to and whatnot. So I think this series continues to be as exciting as it started out. But let me know what you guys think. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.